Okay, this is the next phase of getting Elizabeth, the Toro self-propelled mower, to run. We made a lot of progress with her. We found out that the big problem was that somebody in her life had gone in and installed a carburetor and had the linkage wrong. They had put the carburetor in and put the pin that goes in that groove that controls the choke plate over here. So it was constantly bumping into that, and it was never going to work right. So now this flops around and opens the little choke plate just like it's supposed to. So that's the main thing we discovered on Elizabeth that was keeping her from running right. So we've got a brand new pull cord on here, brand new fuel line. Now I need to reinstall the air filter plate that goes on. And then, by the way, this little gasket looks okay. Don't see any problems with that. There's a lot of dirt in there, so let me get a handy dandy toothbrush thing and get the big chunks out. While it's off, it's always a good idea just to clean that out. Otherwise, over time, it gets sucked into the manifold. So I'm just brushing around here with this thing. Okay. Well, that's pretty good. You can see where that's been dogged out because somebody has screwed it too tight. Same thing with that one. See how it's not round anymore? You don't have to do that on these. The little gasket's going to help seal it for you. You don't have to torque it like you're torquing your bolts on the wheel on your car or truck. It's not. You're just going into plastic here, so you need to actually protect this stuff by not over tightening. So that all looks okay. So I'm going to put it back on. Carefully putting the crankcase ventilation tube on there and get it where it's on. And now I get my little carb screws, which are these guys. There are 3 of them. But I think the threads on these are the same as the threads on some of these Briggs screws that have they're a little higher, so there's more to grab. Let me see if I can find one, okay? See, I think that little screw right there is going to be okay to use instead of that one. And see, because somebody has mushed that thing down so much, I think this will be okay. So let's try that and see if this is going to be all right. It may bump into the back of the air filter some. I think it's going to be okay. Let me get a 5/16. I sure wish I could find that little 1/4-inch screwdriver that I used. There it is. I've already got the socket on there, so I'm going to use this to see if I can get this started in there. And let's see if it's going to go into that carburetor. If it does, I think it's going in. That way, if somebody ever has to come in again, now it may not work, but the other thing I'm going to do with these things is clean them. Well, that's not even the right one. That's part of the problem. Okay, so that's good. All right, let me get a pair of vice grips. I'm going to try and grab the head of this screw here. Now it's clamped down. Get me a wire brush of some kind. This is a brass one. Brass should do fine. All right, just to get the grunge off there. And I'm trying to get this one now started to attach this plate. I think that's going in there. Going in. I think it is. There we go. Okay, so now that one's started. I'm gonna start one of the other ones. I don't know what. See, somebody's worked on this and they put, looks like the wrong screw in there. So let's do this one. I think I was doing the wrong thing anyway. I didn't want to put that screw there. I wanted to put it. Okay. So this one with the larger head, I'm going to put over here on the far right, because that's where somebody had really gone in and mushed this plastic so badly. Let me see if this is going to work. I think it is. So. Working. Yep. Okay, now I can, this is the correct screw, but I haven't cleaned it yet, so let's do that the way I did the other one. Get these threads cleaned with a wire brush. Now if I was putting in a new carburetor, I would oil these threads, but this is the original one that was on here, or at least the one that came with the mower when I bought it. So I don't really need to worry about the threads. Okay, so let's see, we got that one. And this one, use my power drill. Low torque, because I want to do high torque. Okay, so let me show you what I did. So I've got my two screws here, the main ones that attach the carburetor. And this I just call the hanger. And I think it's gonna be okay. Well, see, it doesn't stick out further than this edge right here. So I don't think it's gonna be tearing up the air filter. But see, somebody had driven that thing into the plastic so much that if someone else was to try and go in there, it wouldn't be enough to grab hardly. So I've changed that to where that head sticks out a lot more. See that? So if anybody needs to go in here, hopefully they'll remember where that screw came from. And this is all still working good. I don't like the way that's sticking up. Let me see if I need to tighten that some more. Yeah, let me see. I'll put a little WD-40 right in there too, right there. WD-40 right in there. And now we're gonna make sure that it's still working. Yeah, there's no binding there. Okay, I think that's much better. So we got our plate on there, and now we can put our air filter back on. I'm thinking about changing it out. Here's what it looks like. Let me walk outside and hold it up to the sun and see if something comes through there. This may be okay, but I'm going to go ahead and get a new filter and put it on there. Let me go and find the one. This mower is probably just going to run like a dream now with that straightened out automatic priming system that we repaired, and a brand new filter, and the repaired gas cap because it wasn't venting. It's going to make all the difference in the world, I'm predicting, on this mower. So let's get this nice new filter on here. And sometimes I'll put it on this way, and sometimes I'll put it on using the cover. Like sometimes you can do this and then put it in. So either way, just make sure it's seated real good. And whatever you do, don't use a power wrench, electric drill, whatever on this unless it's real low torque, because you'll strip that out and ruin that plate. There's a bushing in there, and you strip it, and then you're looking at having to repair that, and you got to buy a new piece, So that's snug enough. All right, now I think we can walk this thing out there and start it, but first I've got to run the cord up here. So let me do that. I'll set this up outside, and we're going to see if this thing runs, but I'm going to turn the camera off right now.